Alright, hi everybody. Today we are going to do a tour of Tinian Island, the second most populated island of the Northern Mariana Islands. So yeah, let's check it out. I've got a list of a few things we're going to look at. But first, I will run back and take a shower. Right now we're driving north on Broadway. If you take a left turn right here, it'll take you to the Tinian International Airport. That's as far north as I've gone on this road before, so this is all new for me now. And the pavement gets a little bit worse, so we're going to continue all the way to the north and see what we find. I pulled over to check this out. I don't know what it's actually called, but I've heard it referred to as Slaughterhouse. Not sure if it was a slaughterhouse in the past, or just it's called that because it looks ominous. Stock room. Weird looking portal things. See our dressing room? I have no idea what this building was. Up here on the top of the scary building, there's lots of butterflies. It's pleasant. Can you see them all floating around there? You can also see Saipan way up there in the distance. All you have to do to get there is climb this questionable ladder. Unless you work on a boat, you probably don't climb ladders much, and they're kind of fun, to be honest. So I just went up that road there, that's Broadway, that we mentioned before. And this is a big roundabout, traffic circle, rotary kind of thing. In the middle, there's this American Memorial. Let's check it out. To those who visit this monument, bestow a moment of prayer and kindly place water offerings for the people that bled on this island for their country, after knowing of the people's sacrifice. Alright, so I think I must be approaching the Northfield Airfield. There's a T in the road, and we've got runway, air raid shelters, and bomb pits to the right. Makes me wonder what is to the left, but I guess let's go to the right and check it out. But this is one of the Northfield runways, where B-29s would go to Japan from. This area here has a handful of these memorial plaques. I'll get a close-up of one later. It also has those air raid shelters and this command tower, I guess it's called, flying command tower. So let's check some of it out. This one is for the 504th Bomb Group, flying B-29s. So these are the air raid shelters, and it looks like you can climb in there, but as interesting as it may be, I'm going to opt not to, because that seems like where you'd find some creepy crawlies that I don't want to get too friendly with. But this is what they look like, from the outside at least. Alright, so I guess this large concrete area was the apron for the Japanese field, actually, before the Americans took over. And these shelters, I guess, were the Japanese bomb shelters. And they were, reinforced concrete. They were also gas-proof, so they had sealed rubber gaskets. Oh, they used rubber gaskets to seal from perhaps chemical attacks. And it looks like before, when I was going to climb through that window, that was just a window, there's an actual door on the front side. I still don't really want to go in there, but let's take a peek. Yeah, that looks spooky. Alright, let's check out another abandoned building. Here at the atomic bomb loading pits. This is pit number 1, and this is where the first atomic bomb was loaded, the one that went to Hiroshima. And the whole story behind, when I heard about it, I was like, okay, maybe they put them down in pits because they're radioactive, they want them lower. But I guess the real reason was the atomic bombs were very large, and the B-29s, they went in, you couldn't really fit it under the plane to get it up into the bomb bay. So they dug a hole, put the bomb in the hole, and then lifted it up from the hole into the aircraft. I thought was kind of interesting. When I first heard that, I thought maybe it might be easier to jack the whole plane up and just put them in that way instead of building a big old hole. But then when you think about it, B-29 is huge. It's, the size of an airliner. Not really that easy to jack up. It's not like a Toyota Corolla. But pretty cool, pretty interesting. And I guess also when you're military, you've got nothing but manpower, so they can dig you as many holes as you want. But let's take a peek in. It really looks like any pit. The only interesting part is that it had an atomic bomb in it. It's got some photos, I guess. And then over here is pit number 2. Pretty much not any different at all, besides that it had a different bomb in it. Yeah, these pits don't look like anything crazy, but they did hold some very important things that made some pretty big changes. But that's what they look like. More abandoned buildings. I just love checking these out. So according to this plaque here, this building stored 2 huge diesel tanks for the power plant, and it calls the power plant bomb-proof in quotes, because it looks to me like the bombs did penetrate it, and it didn't end up being that bomb-proof. But very interesting. And I wonder how much of what we see here is battle damage from bombs or bullets, or I don't know. So right now we're on the second northernmost of the runways, of the 4 runways, and it looks to me like it's the most cleared out of all of them. I think if you were going to have to land a plane on one, this would be the best bet. It looks like there's a lot of weeds and stuff on the ground, but most of the actual trees and shrubs and stuff are out of the way. And I think that's on purpose because they actually use this for military training sometimes, to simulate landing on like rougher fields that they might have to land on. I don't know, yeah, it looks like, yeah, there are some tire tracks from probably like C-130s and stuff landing, but this is North Field. This is where the B-29s took off and went to Japan from. Alright, forgive me if I pronounce this wrong, but this beach here is called Kulu Beach. Let's get it focused there. It looks beautiful. It's on the northwest corner of the island. And yeah, look at that water. It's beautiful and blue. Yeah, nice. I saw a sign that said Atomic Bomb Assembly Area, and I followed some unpaved road down to this. I guess this is what they're talking about. I mean, looks just like a pad of concrete to me. But it must be where they put together some atomic bombs. Alright, so you saw it. Let's turn around and check out some more of the island. Alright, so this is a place that I just had to check out because it's called Long Beach, and I used to live in Long Beach, so yeah, they're a little bit different. This one's a little bit less polluted, but you know, overall pretty cool. I mean, it's got a handful of rocks out there breaking the waves, kind of like actually Long Beach. I mean, the other Long Beach has. Pretty cool. I'm gonna jump in the water for a little bit and then probably head to work soon after that. So I'll have to on another day finish the other items I want to check out on the island. The other items that I want to check out on the island. But I hope you've enjoyed it so far. I have. Alright, so this is Taga/Tachanga Beach. I think Taga Beach is actually a little bit that way, and this is called Tachanga Beach. Either way, they're about 100 meters from each other, but look at this. This is beautiful. The water so blue, like aquamarine awesomeness, and this sand is lovely, and this is just it's fantastic. I've heard it's pretty much the best beach on the island, and it's right pretty much within walking distance, you know, decent walk, but walking distance of the San Jose Village, like anything that you would want to go do, you know, a couple miles or so. If that, probably less. Anyways, it's beautiful. Over there you can see Goat Island. The actual name starts with an A, and I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but there's a bunch of goats on it, so it's sometimes called Goat Island. But yeah, this is incredible. So we got two things here. In this direction, we have the Okinawa Memorial for the Japanese civilians who lost their lives in the capture of Tinian in World War II. And then, on this side, or kind of the whole general area, are the cliffs that the Japanese jumped off of upon defeat, you know, once the island was captured by the Americans. So it's the Tinian Suicide Cliffs. The next thing we're going to check out is called House of Taga. But before we go across the street to that, there's this old propeller and radial engine from, of course I'm guessing, a World War II aircraft. But this is super cool. I don't know very much about it. I'm guessing it's from an American aircraft because there are some markings on it in English. But wow, this is something you certainly don't see every day. I really like the aesthetic of it. Alright, so as you can see, this is the House of Taga. It is an ancient archaeological site where the native Chamorro people had a huge house. These tall stone things were the foundation for the house, and it was built on top of it, so it was massive. And they just had basic hand tools. There's no beasts of burden here either, so very impressive that they were able to build it, but also huge, strong people, so if anyone can do it, it's them. But very ancient, very old, very cool. The name Taga was the chief, and he allegedly possessed superhuman strength, so very cool. But let's check it out. This is an icon of the local people. The stone with a bigger kind of bowl-shaped stone on top of it. Not just this one, but it's all over. It's even on the highway signs.